Hello, my name is Andy Dwyer. I'm the frontman for Pawnee local band Mouse Rat, but I'm also the shoe shiner here at Pawnee City Hall, as evidenced by my lucky towel. And welcome to VGTR Live Season 2. So in case you're wondering, I'm not actually Andy Dwyer. He's played by Chris Pratt on NBC's Parks and Rec. That is a phenomenal series. And in case you're wondering, I actually did watch the entirety of it in between whenever I did the Cecil Leonard stand-up video and now. So yeah, that was a lot of watching. And I fell in love with the character of Andy Dwyer. Previous to watching Parks and Rec, I had only seen him in Guardians of the Galaxy. The actor Chris Pratt, not Andy, obviously, and it was very phenomenal. So without further ado, we're going to move in to Season 2. That's right, Season 2, because Season 1 really wasn't going anywhere, so I just thought I'd start it afresh with another new Episode 1 of VGTR Live. And we will be reviewing games. I hope to do this weekly, maybe bi-weekly, but it's probably going to be weekly. This is obviously the first episode, as I've kept saying. I did try and record a podcast in between Seasons 1 and 2 here, but yeah, I had to get onto Windows Movie Maker to edit it, and so I'm just going to stick with this format. What has changed other than my new knowledge of Parks and Recreation? Well, there's been 4 movies I've gone and seen over this summer. They are Avengers Age of Ultron, Jurassic World, Ant-Man, and Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. As you can see, this Hush Puppy is a 32-inch flat screen TV. That is what I game on now. Previously, it was a 15-inch console TV, and this has much better resolution, as you would imagine. And also, even though it's not the optimal way to show it to you, I can actually record off of the monitor this time with this because it doesn't have the scan lines going through it. So that is quite awesome. So, a game update that we have in the VGTR library is something I've heard called a modern classic, but of course I've never actually played it until now. Myst for PS1, as you can see here. This game has you put on like a deserted island. You have no idea why you're there, and you have to read clues, solve puzzles, and figure out what's going on. It's not exactly my cup of tea type of game. It's a point-and-click adventure. But it's relatively fun, and I can see why some people enjoy it. So we're going to fire it up. So here we are at the beginning of the game. You start off on the dock on the island Myst. The graphics are actually pretty good for the PS1 era. As you can see, there's my mouse hand. That is controlled by the D-pad on the PS1 version. You press X to move around. So first of all, you have a secret door here. You can go down there. You can activate objects. It takes a while for you to move around, so that's kind of infuriating after a while. If you keep on going, you can find things like these switches right here. You need to turn all of them on. If you're wondering about how far I've made it into the game, the answer to that is I haven't made it far at all. I actually had to resort to a guide to figure out what was going on. And the reason for that is because it takes a lot of time and dedication to actually play this game. See, for example, right here, we have this letter that pops up, and it doesn't read it to you. You actually have to read this letter right here, and it's a nice letter, but it's kind of hard to read. This is the library right here. You go into it, and it takes a long time, but you can actually get up here to this, and all the books that don't look broken down, you can click on them, open them, and you can actually read them. They have several pages. I did not take my time to do this, and that's probably why I don't know what's going on. I don't personally have the patience for it. Also, in the library, you can do random things, like if you hit on this picture, it swirls, and a secret passageway is open. Unless the game gets frozen. Actually, no, it did not get frozen. It takes a while to load. The Forest of Myst looks a lot larger on the cover. The actual island itself is really small, surprisingly. I guess this game would classify as free roam because you can do any of the objectives in the order that you like, except for the one that I'm headed for currently. The clock tower down here is only accessible after you complete a certain objective at the beginning of the game. After many hours of pointing and clicking and reading, one should be able to beat this game. Sadly, I haven't had the patience to do that yet. As much as I love pointing and clicking, I think this is more, for me, a game I would play on something like my PSP. Yeah. It just doesn't seem to be as much of a console game anymore. This is a great computer game, but it does not work as well for the console. There's a spaceship right here. Thank you for watching the first episode of VGTR Live Season 2. Next time, please join me for the review of a game that I just got, and I'm actually going to start playing it immediately after I get done recording this, which is why I have it in hand. The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. This 2002 PlayStation 2 game was not based on the movie, but in fact the book by J.R.R. Tolkien, and is an action-adventure game in the style of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I am looking forward to playing it, and I will get back to you with my thoughts later. As always, thank you for watching VGTR. Live long and prosper.